What is up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. And I have my friend Ray on the pod today.
What's up, y'all?
I'm so excited to have you. Thank you for asking if you could jump on. I always want people to come on, but I never know whose vibe it is. You kind of have to feel it out because not everybody wants to be on a podcast.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me and giving me the platform.
Totally.
And, yeah, it's you I owe the thank you for. So
oh my gosh.
I really appreciate all this.
I'm excited.
It's about time I had time to catch up with my sister,
Absolutely. I know. I was saying to James right before you got here, I'm trying to think of how long it's been since I last saw you. It has to have at least been since we moved.
Yes.
Probably even a little longer.
Yeah, without a doubt. At least a month or two, maybe prior, for sure. So
Which
this
is
much needed combo.
It is. But I'm excited to see you. It's nice to have you here in our new crib and stuff. So
yeah. I think the long duration will make for a better, more live combo anyways.
Absolutely. We have some catching up to do. Well, and I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about what you've been up to these days. It's been so long since I've seen you. I know you're still making lots of music.
Trying to keep the pedal to the metal.
Of course. I respect that. So what's going on in the music world for you right now?
Yeah, music has been good. We've been working with Juan, the producer, and he's based out in Madison, and he's right now he's working with everybody in Madison,
really?
Just like James is, and it's amazing to have another person like that is close by. With my boy James moving, we're still gonna continue to do our music thing,
of course.
But it's nice having another engineer close by to be able to work with. So big shout out to him. He's really been an incredible help, not just music wise, but as a friend.
Totally.
And so it's been great. Been really liking the music that I've been dropping.
Nice.
I guess the main goal right now with that is just trying to keep it as versatile as possible.
Of course.
I want to continue to sing and rap and just try different genres out.
Yeah.
And keep the music going. Another thing is that I stay consistent as well.
Of course. That's how I feel about this podcast too. It's something that obviously those are both creative passion projects of ours, and I think it's one of those things where consistency is key. If you take breaks, that's hard. And even just putting something out there, it doesn't always have to be your best thing in the whole wide world, but then at least you're staying at it, continuing to practice.
Yeah, and I think
keep
that's
the dream alive.
Exactly. And I think that was my main issue when I first started. It's everything has to be so perfect.
Totally.
And right now, I just want to get stuff out there.
Of course.
So now it's I gotta find that balance now.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't have to be everything I throw out there, but
right.
A lot more.
Yeah.
And at a lot more of a consistent rate.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I know it's interesting to hear you kind of talk about genres and stuff. Do you put yourself into a genre, or like what would you say is your music style? Because I know James has a really hard time defining his.
Yeah, I would say I do too. Especially because I feel I have a little catalog. I feel for as long as I've been working on music.
Totally.
I feel I shouldn't feel this way, but I feel I should maybe have more music out.
He feels that way too.
So yeah, right, but there's reasons, and,
of course.
And so yeah, defining a genre, I don't think I have one because I want to work with so much stuff.
Totally.
My first loves in life were R&B and rap.
Yep.
But I'm Hispanic too, so
Totally.
It's I really want to make reggaeton music, and
Fuck yeah.
we have been there's so many corridos music. It's
Sure.
Side of Mexico. So I want to work with everything. There's artists that are so versatile, that are, on obviously on a major scale. I feel for example, Drake, he works with
For
everything.
sure.
We've heard him with Bad Bunny. We've
Of
heard
course.
him on, with the London Grime. He works with everything. I would love to do all of that.
Yeah. Okay, serious question for you then.
Yeah.
I know that sometimes I love Drake. He's a huge cornball, but I love him. He's an icon for a reason. I did actually just see last night that he was at a concert giving a Birkin bag away in the crowd, which is crazy.
Amazing.
Incredible.
I think that's hilarious.
It's hilarious. But with him, he does a lot of genre swapping, but I know people also sometimes give him shit for putting on an accent that's not necessarily his.
Yeah.
I know he'll sometimes do the drill thing, and sometimes he'll hit the Jamaican accent.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah. So I love it because I feel music is kind of acting in a way too. I don't know if that's the nerdy theater geek in me saying that, but I feel
you're a theater kid. I forget you're a theater kid.
I just at the end of the day, it's it's just a song. It shouldn't. I guess some songs are very serious, but
Sure.
it's just like having people decide that like balance, right? Like, is this like real, or is this just like more so
Right.
having fun and just trying to like express and just try new things out? So people look at that as like fake, right?
Yeah.
Like Drake gets a lot of crap for it.
He does, yeah. That's why I asked, because I think it's interesting. I see both sides. I mean, but yeah, he's clearly just having fun with it.
Yeah. I do see both sides,
Yeah.
without a doubt. And that's why I'm like, that's why I have that trouble, right? It's like, do I just stick with this genre, or like, do I like continue to adventure out, you know? So,
Totally.
But at the end of the day, I just feel like my ADHD is going to make me
Of
just try to
course.
venture out into other stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it's fun to experiment.
yeah.
You got to test it out,
Yeah,
see what
exactly.
sticks.
And there's so many incredible artists. And at the end of the day, I feel like that really helped him put him worldwide.
For sure.
You know, he's not just focusing on making music with like a Toronto,
Right.
you know, from his Toronto roots.
Right.
He's trying to target every crowd, which is
Totally.
why I really enjoyed the album that it had like a lot of house music. It had like the house
Yeah.
music vibe. I always forget the name of it because
Yeah.
I don't listen to it enough. But like, I don't think it hit that hard in the United States.
Sure.
But like, you see like, I go on my TikTok and see videos in Ibiza and like
Of
out in Europe,
course.
and like I feel like they're head over heels for an album
Yeah.
like that. The goal's to be worldwide. There's a whole
course.
world out there. It's not, you know. So I really respect that aspect
Yeah.
of Drake. And
No, I think that's a good perspective.
yeah. But it could be looked at big time.
Yeah.
Like I do see both sides. You know, it's
Right.
like it hasn't. But I think Toronto does have like a lot of those roots, though, especially like London.
Yeah.
And like the Jamaican
sure.
roots. You know, like they're a melting pot out
Yeah.
there, big time. You know, they just had like a big Caribbean fest out there.
That's fun.
Yeah, out there in Toronto. So you know, just to show how like diverse it is out
Of
there. And,
course.
so I just
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot.
No, totally. Well, and I mean, besides like, who would you say some of your like biggest musical influences have been? Obviously, Drake's probably on that list.
Big time he's on that list. And The Weeknd
Okay, hell yeah.
is a huge inspiration for me. That's probably who I look up to the most.
Okay.
As far as
I mean, amazing
vocally.
music, beautiful voice.
Yeah, I feel like anytime like a guy can sound like light and angelic with his voice, it
Totally.
just shows how like incredible the vocals actually are. You know, this is an instrument too, so
For sure.
the voice. And J. Cole,
Okay.
big time,
Amazing.
like
Another icon.
yeah, big time. I remember watching his Forest Hills Drive documentary way a few years back. Like, I was just like watching it like late night one time, and on The Verge when I watched that, I was like when I was like 18 or something. I think it came out I don't even know when, but I remember watching this documentary and like I was just trying to figure out what to do like after high school. Like, do I want to continue on with like theater and
For
this,
sure.
or is it like music that I always
Yeah.
really wanted to do?
And there's such an overlap there.
Yeah, and I'm hoping one could lead to the other, you know,
Totally.
eventually in the future, right? These crazy dreams that I got. And yeah, I remember watching the documentary one day.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm making music for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just to see what he came from.
Totally.
And like what music could do for him. It was incredibly inspiring. So it's big time. Sounds corny, but like that video really gave me the push to all right, let's just start making music. Why not?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has their origin story, right?
Right, I know.
That's amazing. So obviously you've been making music now for a really long time, and then you were in theater. Have you always been singing?
Yeah, the first like ever like performance I did was like back in 8th grade.
Totally.
And we did like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Love it.
And so I guess that kind of got me like my kick started on singing. I felt like I just like was just singing in my house like one day like in middle
Of
school,
course.
and I was like, I don't know, like maybe I am tone deaf, but like, or like maybe I'm not, but for some reason I feel like I sound not that far off from like what the music I was singing along to, you know, like
Totally.
just growing up, my mom's head over heels for R&B, so that's always been like number one.
Yep.
And like I was just singing along to the music. I feel like and I was like, you know, I grew up an only child, so I'm like,
Same.
can I actually sing? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not too far off from like hitting the same vocals. So
Totally.
And then I gave like theater a shot. I just decided to just try it out. Like they offered a theater class.
Yeah.
In 8th grade, and I just I thought it went super cool. I ended up playing like Mike TV, this little
Totally.
video game kid, and just took off from there. And doing choir, and then I got started with choir in like high school and doing like voice lessons.
Oh, you did do like voice lessons and everything?
Yeah, yep. Which is amazing help.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess.
Because I've always wondered about that too. I mean, I feel like, do you think anyone can learn to sing? Me personally, I don't think I have a good voice, but I've never done like I feel like a lot of people, it's a natural gift, obviously. But do you think you can like train it out of you?
I think definitely like sustaining a note potentially.
Sure.
But that's a good question that I have no idea, because sometimes I try to sing and I'm like, oh, I sound terrible this day.
Sure.
So I don't know. I guess I seen a funny tweet. One of my buddies tweeted the other day. He was like, so how old were you when you realized that you couldn't sing?
Oh my God, so funny.
And I was like, wow, like, I guess, like, I don't know, like, I just thought that was so funny. He didn't like, he just tweeted like it in general, just asking his whole followers. So I thought it was like super funny. And I was like, yeah, I guess you kind of like, you can, you can hear notes, but then you're like, there's some people who are like tone deaf and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
And that sucks. So maybe it is, it has to be. Maybe I guess that might answer it.
Well, because I feel like it's one of those things where like maybe anybody could kind of take those lessons and get better, but they're probably not going to be the best singer in the whole wide world.
Yeah, that's how I feel like I am. So
totally.
Like, so, yeah, sometimes like I'm singing and I'm like, no.
I think you have an amazing voice.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think
you have an amazing voice.
So much talent out there, so it can be like really humbling,
For sure.
But it's
yeah.
cool.
Well, and do you prefer to like have singing in your songs or mostly rap? Because I know you dabble in a little bit of both.
I'm dabbling in a little bit of both. Singing would try to be the main key.
Sure.
So, which is cool because like you can like rhythmic sing too, where it kind of sounds like you're rapping along too.
Yeah.
Which is like why artists like Young Thug and stuff like that are so, he's probably not the best person to talk about right now, but just like what he can do, and like that's rapping too in a way.
Yeah.
So I feel like singing kind of gives you like both.
For sure.
Which is really neat. So singing is a main target, but I feel like sometimes a track just deserves this or that, or maybe it deserves like a mix of it. So I guess it's just
totally.
Yeah.
Well, as like someone who would eventually love to have a career in the music industry, I feel like the hard part is like we should be paying artists so much more, and I don't know what that should look like. I mean, even like streaming platforms, like all of that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Big time. I think artists are mainly nowadays making money off shows,
right?
And
like brand partnerships,
and everything's like trying to get a sponsor nowadays,
right?
On Instagram and all of that. So that's what I heard. Like the main source of money is like coming from. So that's why I feel like it's important to have that balance. You want to have like kind of like a business mindset,
for sure,
and
you have to market yourself. I mean,
without a doubt, and you want to keep consistent with both, right? You want to keep this artist, and so that's why I feel like some people might have trouble like spreading out their name. They're focused like on the music maybe too much, and that's should not be a bad thing, but everything that's changed, nowadays with the internet, there has to be a balance to it now.
I know.
Which just adds on so much to people's schedules,
For sure.
Like with you and the podcast, you
I feel
this, and then but you got to get prepared to ask questions and conversate and keep bubbly, and on top of all that, like balance out life, right? So
well, and I see it with my podcast too, because sometimes I would love to just do this part where I'm just having a conversation, but I definitely have to like prep all the marketing materials. I have to consistently talk about it because you have to keep it in front of people, or it's easy. I mean, there's so much happening, there's so much noise that it's so easy for people to kind of just forget, and it's not on purpose. It's just because there's a million other things being thrown at them.
Yep.
So. And then, I get tired of social media. I mean, I work in social media marketing for my day job, too. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's constantly what I'm doing. The last thing I want to do is post on Instagram myself.
Yeah. Does it feel like you get like an advantage? Like when you...
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I definitely know how to like play to the algorithm and stuff a little bit more.
You definitely do.
Yeah. And like, I think for me, a big part of that was learning that like video is so important.
Yeah.
I think even just like on Instagram, how much they are trying to just be fucking TikTok, right? So like they're trying to take reels and do all this stuff. And I think doing my video podcast, What's Up YouTube, has actually helped me like a ton, because it's another medium to kind of get this in front of people. I think that's like helped on Instagram a ton, and it translates back to the actual like audio platform too. Then people go listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, of course I want to be doing more of that, but there are only so many hours in the day.
Yeah. Yeah. And like nowadays I feel like you got to post every day.
I know.
And
it's exhausting.
Yeah. It may not sound like a lot of work, but like it is.
It is.
You know, and like for people who, you know, are not trying to do like social media and stuff, like they don't see that, right? Like,
and not everyone wants to market themselves. Like I understand too that sometimes it feels awkward, you know, like it's like putting yourself out there all the time.
Yeah. And that like the goal is to like get like a solid team, you know, like right now I feel like I'm kind of just doing everything myself.
Totally.
Not with music. My boy James, the day catcher, and Juan have been helping me out with that. But like, you know, I got to market myself.
Yeah.
And it is exhausting, you know, especially when like life hits and you can have like a rough day and you're like, I need to stay off social media.
For sure.
Because this is going to like, I mean, there's a lot of good on social media, you know, but then you just it's a daily thing where you're gonna run into something and you're just like,
of course,
what? And you know, it could throw off your day.
Yeah.
So, you know, in order to like get past stuff like that, you know, you gotta find stuff to heal, you know, journal and just do stuff like that. And
do you journal?
Yes, recently I have been.
Yeah.
And
I want to get into that. I haven't really written in a journal in a really long time. I have a couple friends who do it, and like even if you just take a little bit of time, it's a lot of good self-reflection.
Yeah.
So
every morning it's been recently, which is dope. You can write down whatever, you know.
For sure.
And I just try to write down things I'm like thankful for. And, just stuff like that.
Practice gratitude.
Practice gratitude big time, and then just writing stuff down, and it kind of gives you a better set for your day. So that's what I try to do before I even like touch my phone.
Smart.
Because before I would just wake up, get on social media,
I'm
and
guilty
like
of
you know,
that.
you can see something that makes your day, but you can see something that is going to be like, come on,
right?
Like, I did not need to see that before my
social
day at
media
work,
could be a toxic fucking place.
It could be. So that's why like that's another thing is like just trying to put out stuff that's like positive.
Of course.
And
I think that's great.
It's so easy to be like negative, and I'm, you know, I've definitely done, you know, have negative stuff, but like,
of course,
just you know, just keep that mindset of staying consistent. I think that's where journaling helps, and just staying on track with everything, you know.
Yeah.
But gotta stay consistent, especially like you're just pushing your stuff, even if you get like 0 likes.
Right.
Like
I know you can't worry about that stuff.
It.
Yeah.
You can't, you know, but I do not. You know, it's getting that verification through a like.
Yeah.
And but have to just stay consistent with pushing
For sure.
it. So it's like after this, like I want to post like a picture, you know,
of
and
course.
just like keep it rolling, and you know, it's just so important.
Yeah, I know. I feel that. It's hard, but social media can be so fun. Like, I do it for a job for a reason. There is a part of me that loves it.
Yes.
But it is work. I mean, and quite literally, businesses pay for it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like...
Even like editing a video is just like a lot of work. Like I've been trying to do like TikTok recently, and like...
That's why I'm lucky that I have him.
Yeah, trying to do like a little like vlog, and it'll be like a minute long, and even that minute long like will sometimes take me like an hour or something to edit,
for
you know,
sure.
and it's like, all right, there goes, you know, time I could have used for something else or something,
I know.
you know, and but you know, no excuses, right? It involves sacrificing sleep, and you know, but I feel like if you can just keep your head in like a right mind space,
totally.
I feel like everything can like follow along well.
Yeah.
You know, sending out the good energy to receive it back.
Of course. I mean, and creative pursuits are just challenging. Like I love being a creative person. I definitely gravitate more towards that. I also love being the center of attention. I don't know if that's the only child in me or what.
Yeah, I know. I feel you on that, sis. And sometimes I question that, right? I'm like, I gotta always like have this. I have to not get in that mind state, right?
Totally.
And not like lose track.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of absolutely not doing that.
Of
and
course.
trying to like draw attention, especially
course.
from like somebody or so, you know, and it's like, that's just, you just gotta stay planning, and that's
For
why
sure.
journaling or just stuff like that to just, you know, make sure it always stays like authentic.
Of course. Well, and I think it's one of those things where like, as long as you're having fun doing it and putting it out there, like that's all that matters, whatever it is, whether it's, you know, like painting, art, podcasting, music.
There's a thing for everything.
For sure.
And, you know, people, you know, I'll talk to some people who's like, yeah, so you active on social media? Like I've been kind of wanting to do the same thing. And it's like, just do it.
I know.
And it'll definitely never start off like perfect, and like don't count on a very first video or song or podcast to just skyrocket, you know, and
that's 1 in a million. Like that just doesn't happen.
Yeah, and but what I try to keep in my mind is that like I'm here chasing a dream.
Totally.
This is something I'm like invested money on. And
of course,
time, and you know, I know the reasons behind why I'm doing this. You know, it's my family and the neighborhood where I'm from.
Yeah.
And you know, to hopefully like give back to the kids in my hood, like back one day.
I saw you post about that recently as part of your kind of like mission. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, without a doubt, as cliche as that can sound, you know, totally. It's like the children in my neighborhood. You know, I know every single one of them, and like you know, it's just I hope I can, you know, give back, you know. That's the point about all of this.
Yeah.
And to hopefully be like a beacon, you know, for someone who has been through similar stuff.
Of course.
And, you know, I just try to keep track of that, you know, but I love chasing this dream. It's something that, you know, let's say it works out or never works out. I'm a firm believer that it definitely will work out.
For sure. You got to keep the hope.
Without a doubt. And I just feel like that's a win.
Yeah.
In itself.
Totally.
I have the, you know, honest to be able to pursue this dream, and it's a huge risk, and I just feel everybody needs to just take a risk at something.
I think that's the other big part about, again, like those creative pursuits. It feels risky. It's not as guaranteed as like other career paths, but that's part of the fun.
Without a doubt.
Keeps it interesting.
Yes, without a doubt. Yeah, I love that you're working with social media and stuff too, and I just feel like that's just gonna add on. That gives you your advantage, you know, be able to spread the podcast and just like the pictures that you post, like your cover to like
my
the pessimistic, like
I
think it's so like perfect. Like I can see like the advantage, like. I don't know, just it's so cool. Like even the bio of the Instagram of the podcast is just so badass. Like and yeah, so we have strengths and there's definitely weaknesses, and
of course,
you know, just got to keep on bagging on those strengths.
Yeah,
and
I'm a branding queen. I love good branding,
without a doubt. And you know, it's not just about like being unique. It's now keeping consistent too.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I just try not to worry about everything like being perfect now. And I'm glad I can finally, like, I feel like age has helped me with a factor at that, maturing throughout life and just not try to take things so seriously.
I was just saying that recently too. I like recently just turned 27. My birthday was a couple weeks ago. Ooh. And I don't know, like I'm entering my Saturn return.
Woo woo.
And I kind of love being this age.
Yeah.
I remember specifically thinking, it was actually, you know, Sophia, when her brother turned 27, Matt, because he's a little bit older than us. I was like, that is ancient. Like that is as old as it possibly gets. I can't imagine ever being 27. And now here we are. And I'm kind of like, wait, I kind of like this. I feel a lot more confident in myself. I feel like I care less about what other people think.
Yes.
And that's a really nice feeling.
Yeah. People are like, oh, if they're 25, you're getting old. Or like, I feel old. You know, even people who are like that age, and it's like we're nowhere near it.
No.
Even if like we're like 50, you know, 55, I just don't feel like that's old, and and I just don't feel like age is an excuse to like stop you from pursuing stuff.
I think so too.
And you know, that's another thing that leads back to music and making like rap music. Like there's a lot of artists making young, high school, you know, early adulthood, early 20s, you know, and I'm here like 27 still pursuing a dream, right? You know, my mama will be like, I hope you're still not like 35, still trying to do this music thing, you know. And I love my mama there, you know, and
James's dad says the same thing. He's like, I'm so glad you have a day job.
yeah, exactly. And so that's why I'm like less worried about that too, right? My day job is giving me the confidence and you know, the income to be able to pursue this dream. You know, if that's what I want to spend the money on, then you know, let me quote unquote ruin my life, you know, but there's no way I'm done making music at 35.
Yeah. Well, okay. And so specifically, I feel like a genre like rap, maybe more so than others, like sometimes it can probably feel like there is like an age limit or something.
Without
and I feel like you definitely have to push past that. I mean, it's not to say that there aren't like rappers in their 40s. We see them, you know. Jay-Z.
Yep.
Maybe he's even 50. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got to be getting up there.
But they have made it early, right? And so that's the thing that I try not to think about.
Of course.
And, you know, there does need to be like, you know, a certain image I have. And, you know, especially with rap music, you said it. rap is coming from the hood, so it's like
Totally.
it could be. It's just way more harsh than like
For sure.
trying to pursue like a country career. You know, I feel like they think less like about like the age and you know, and it's the culture behind it. You know, rap can be real intense. You know, people make diss tracks about each other, and
Totally.
it can be very masculine.
Even
and,
like the lifestyle that kind of surrounds it, I feel like is just geared toward younger demographic too.
Yeah, money, jewelry, you know what I'm saying? Those are things that we think about young because they're cool.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're these
flashy
and like, you know, but they're at the end of the day physical objects that have nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
Right? And, you know, that's why I'm glad about my day job. You know, I can like afford like some nice physical things and stuff.
Totally.
But at the end of the day, there are things that I literally thought when I was younger would mean so much to me.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'm here with things and I'm appreciative of the you know, with apartment and I got a car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they mean a lot because I work hard for it. But at the end of the day, they don't mean that much at all.
They're just objects. Yeah.
And so that's why I think like having the purpose of life, you know, and you know, I'm just glad to be pursuing like a dream.
For sure.
Whether it works out or, you know, it doesn't, but there's no way that it's not as long as I stay consistent.
I think so too. Well, and I think you are a lucky person because you have two really strong passions. Like I know that the barbering thing is something that, you know, maybe eventually you would love to pursue music instead, but you love it and you're really good at barbering.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Barbering's been a huge blessing.
I mean, I swear you cut up like all of Madison. It's crazy.
I'm trying to work on it, you know. I'm trying to get the whole state, you know.
Of course.
It's been a blessing. This is what like started keeping me out of trouble.
Of course.
You know, doing that, and then
I love that.
Yeah, big time. And like theater is what helped me keep me out of trouble too. Performing, and you know, I would always like just write music too. I started writing music in high school, but I would just never like record, you know. I would just kind of just write down lyrics and just kind of have fun with myself, you know, just trying to keep entertained as an only child.
Of course. I feel that. We gotta stay busy.
Yeah, but barbering has been a huge blessing. Just the people that I met.
Yeah.
And, you know, if I just feel music's what I really want to do, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we'll see where life takes me, because if something takes off with barbering that's like major, it's like I have to go to that.
Of course.
I'm gonna have to. You know, that it's not all about like the income, but it's something that like I didn't have growing up. So
for sure,
that is an inspiration. And,
of course.
And it is like at the end of the day letting me get something artful out.
Of course.
You know,
well, and you have to be able to afford to even pursue a creative pursuit, you know, because I mean, truly, it does take up lots of time. So you have to find another outlet for making money. But I think that barbering is awesome. I'm like in the industry as well. Most of my clients on social are like in the barbering and beauty and hair space, like mostly salon professional. And when I was living in Madison, I worked at a salon and did marketing for them too.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I really love the industry. I think it's very cool. I think also something special about working with people from behind the chair is like you really get to touch their lives. I mean, it's so cool. And I see that as you're kind of like their therapist while they're in your chair, you know, they're telling you all their problems and talking to you, getting advice. Like, and I think that's really cool. It's not for everybody. I mean, because sometimes you probably are like taking home some stuff, but yeah, I feel like that's like a part of it that people don't even really realize. It's not just about the hair. You're changing people's lives, not to be fucking sappy, but
there's always like stuff in your careers that are like in the middle of like that you might not think about like going into.
Yeah.
You know, like what you doing social media, it's like now you got to stay consistent posting and like obviously like I'm sure you knew that going in, but like maybe not to the extent that it needed to be,
right? Or
just like how many hours that you needed to put in at work, you know. So this is all like little things that you might not have realized that like come with it, you know. And it's like one of them with barbering is like dealing with people,
right?
And it's even with the harsh people, it's like you're still learning stuff,
of course,
and that stuff barely happens anyways.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like you're such a personable person. I'm sure that, like, you know, you get people chatting. I'm sure that it's just, that's part of the fun, is coming and just getting to hang out with you when they come get a haircut.
Big time. Yeah, I feel like I talk too much sometimes. But, no, yeah, just, you know, try to find that balance of keeping it professional.
Of course.
And, like, but sometimes you just come across somebody who just needs somebody to talk to.
Of course.
And that's, like, dope.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be like, wow, he just opened up so much, and I just met this person today, and he just told me, like, his, like, life story.
Of course.
And but at the same time, I'm like, why was, like, that allowed? Like, dude, am I, like, a person who's, like, I don't know, did I, like, make him feel comfortable enough for that?
Right.
And, like, yeah, I think I did, and that's, like, cool to see.
Yeah.
That's, like, super cool to see.
I think that's, like, the most interesting part about it, because on the one hand, like, you know, sometimes I think that makes the job tricky. I know some hairstylists who have been like, when you're with clients for so long and you're going through some of their life shit with them, like, you're probably kind of riding that roller coaster with them. Some days are probably heavy, but at the same time, like, for that little bit, you're a listening ear for them.
Yeah.
And then you also leave them looking better, feeling better.
Yep.
So that always feels good.
Yeah, and that gets to, like, back to, like, being a beacon for people.
Totally.
You know, like, I hope I can continue to do that, but, like, on a worldwide scale.
Of course.
Like, I'm not just thinking Wisconsin or, like, the U.S. Like, I hope I can, like, motivate somebody just to do something or, like, get out of their trouble.
For sure.
Whether that's with music or that's with cutting hair. It's like, right, like, you wouldn't think, like, oh, a barber could, like, do that, you know, but that's why I love, like, social media.
Yeah.
And, you know, barbers are, like, celebrities nowadays, you know?
Oh my God, they really are.
And especially the ones on, like, a big scale cutting for celebrities.
Yep.
You know, and the content creators, you know, it's like a lot of inspiration.
Yes.
I went to a barber expo at the end of May, and just, like, seeing the level that it could be, like, taken to.
I know.
I had no idea.
Well, and there are, like, people who, you know, you can go the educator route. You can do, like, a bunch of, like, cutting on stages. There's all sorts of stuff. I mean, it's really crazy. I see that in kind of, like, the hair coloring world too, and stylists and stuff. So I think it's so cool. I think that's, like, a really interesting form of artistry, because it's, like, commission based. You know, you're doing something that someone wants from you. But you still get to make it your own. So I think it's just so fascinating to me. And you're right, they are like celebrities. Like, the way, I mean, I have been in the industry now for, like, probably 5-ish years. And most of my clients have been in that space. And the agency that I work at, the marketing agency I work at, even my CEO, like, the founder of the company, she's just really into, like, the salon professional, like, beauty space. So it's just a passion of hers, which is how we wound up with so many of those clients. Andis Clippers is one of our clients.
Nice.
I don't do that account, but I mean, the stuff that they get to do, and they have, like, a grooming channel, and they have this, like, all of these barbers. I want to say they call themselves, like, the Compton Cowboys or something. And they, like, do, like, professional grooming on, like, horses, but with, like, Andis Clippers. Like, it's just crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
And then they, like, you know, train. They have, like, a youth program essentially, where, like, these kids can come and learn how to, like, clean and take care of horses, and it's, like, to get kids out of, you know, bad situations, give them an after school activity, and yeah, it's just so cool. Like, there are so many little avenues you can take your career down,
for sure, that you wouldn't even, like, think. You know? And like, getting back to this is why I do social media, you know what I'm saying? It gets tough, but, like,
for sure,
you just it's so cool, because I feel like it's, like, made everybody, like, their own celebrities.
Yes.
Like, I feel like everybody on this entire earth is a celebrity.
I think so too. And everyone has a cool story. Everyone has something to share.
Everyone has an amazing story.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a firm believer. Even people who have been, like, more blessed than others. Like,
of course,
it's like everybody is, like, their own celebrity, and, like, everybody deserves to have, like, a platform to shine.
For sure.
And you know, that's why, like, social media is, like, a dope outlet. You know? I mean, that could be, like, you can really use the outlet for good. You know? And that's so dope. People are dope. That's why I like being social and, like, cutting hair. You know, just the people I met. I just been steered, like, I feel like, in a good direction with the people I met with cutting hair, through music, and just life. You know, my close friends.
And that's what you got to do. That's what life's all about. The people you surround yourself with.
Definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, blessings on blessings, you know.
Definitely.
How's everything been with you?
It's good. No, it's been good. It's a good move to Chicago. We're excited to be here. I think it was a good change of pace. I love Madison. Definitely there are parts of me that miss it. I feel like I'll end up back there at some point. But it's been good to switch it up. I think staying busy. Moving has actually been really fun for the podcast too, because it's just opened me up to so many more people who can come on, and it's been fun to kind of like spread it around. I think I love to use my podcast too as like an excuse just to have somebody over who like maybe it's early in the friendship where like inviting them over for dinner shouldn't be weird, but it feels a little weird. Like we're just not that close yet. But I'll be like, you want to come get on my podcast?
Nice.
And it's like a great little way to just have a chat and like talk to somebody who, you know, get to learn a little bit more about them, dig deeper.
Yep, that's been like a great way to like meet new people and everything. And then I feel like you guys got like the friend group here now, and which is dope, you know.
We lucked out. I think it's one of those things where like moving to a new city can be so hard, and meeting people, especially when you get a little bit older and you're like, you know, not in school or you're not doing all these intramural activities or whatever it is, you kind of have to like be more purposeful about making friends. But there are so many people in this city around our age who want to hang out, which is really nice. And I mean, I think it's, you know, Chicago's like such a like transplant city. There are so many people from other places who have come here and are like, you know, trying to just like explore, meet people from other areas of the country, of the world, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But we lucked out. I mean, we had a couple people from college that we knew who have just kind of like brought us in and introduce us to their friends, and it's been really nice.
Nice. And you guys came here with a few friends already.
We did. Yeah. So, and
that's
like
helpful.
Everyone's just kind of enveloped us right in, which is so nice. I mean, I think that's like a wonderful thing to do for someone. So we feel very lucky.
Yeah.
But
it's all about the people, you know. Like, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get down here a lot? I didn't realize you had so many people in the city.
Yeah. No. But like I guess this summer I'm like trying to change that, you know. I was just like telling a few friends, I was like, I don't know why we don't come down to Chicago a lot.
I thought that way too.
It's like hard to like, you know, make like a day trip out of it, I guess. It's like, you know, 2 hours there, 2 hours back.
Yeah. But a weekend.
But like a weekend, it could be so easy and simple. And I need to make it down here way more often.
Totally.
So that's been the goal lately, and I'm glad I have been.
Yeah.
And this city's crazy. I mean, it is. It's you know, more fast paced and stuff, especially coming from like Madison. But like just all the people here it's really dope.
Well, it's been fun to see it. Like I was saying earlier, I think when we used to come down to Chicago, like we would just go downtown, we'd be in the Loop.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the Chicago I'm used to. And I love that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's so fun. It's fun to see all the big buildings, be by the water. But I've been able to explore a lot more since moving here. And every little neighborhood has its own vibe. Like this kind of, to me, Logan Square where we are feels a little bit like Madison in some ways. Kind of feels like Madison's East Side. Mm-hmm. Like it's a little bit hipster, indie, you know, whatever. And there's so much good food and there's so much to explore. So it's been cool to kind of expand, learn more about the city because it's fucking massive. Yeah. It's so big.
I feel like everybody knows that going in, you know, but then not to the extent like that people realize, you know, like
for sure.
There's just so much more like that it has to offer, and like I've never even haven't been on this side of town, you know.
Right.
Like it's only like you said going downtown, Michigan Avenue or Loop,
totally.
But it's so dope. Like I can't even imagine what the other neighborhoods are holding too, you know. And
it's cool.
The food here is the best thing.
Oh my god,
ever.
It's the best.
Like I knew it was the biggest step up, like, you know, from Wisconsin, but like I didn't realize how much. Like, you can go to a new restaurant every single day for the rest of your life.
Oh, for sure.
And it's you're never gonna run out.
You'll never explore it all. No, it's actually sometimes I find that almost overwhelming. Because I want to try it all. Yep. I love food. Oh my God. We used to eat out so much in Madison. I will say we're like trying to do a little bit better here because everything is so much more expensive. Yeah. And we do have a really nice kitchen, so we have to make use of that.
Yes, a badass kitchen.
It really is nice.
I love it so much.
I'm like, we don't even have an excuse now. We have to learn how to cook. Like literally.
Madison has a ton of good food too, right?
It does.
It really does. Like I think it's a very sleeper place, you know.
Madison's a foodie city, and I feel like people don't really realize that.
Big time. it's like funny though, the comparison, like the taste of Madison compared to like the taste of Chicago. I think that, I was watching this Netflix show. I wish I had the name for you, but I like saw this Mexican restaurant on here. It's called, it's here in Chicago. I don't know, probably, I don't know where. I want to look it up, but it's called La Chaparita.
Okay.
And it was like, I like saw it on Netflix. And I was like, yeah, I for sure have to go there.
Nice.
It looks so good.
There is some really good Mexican food here. I know that down in Pilsen, there's like a majority Mexican neighborhood, and they have some of the best tacos I've literally had in my entire life.
I can't even imagine.
Our neighborhood is actually majority Puerto Rican, and there's some really good Puerto Rican food over here.
Yeah? Okay, cool, cool. I was hearing some people bumping some reggaeton. He had like a big Puerto Rican flag hanging out his Jeep, so I thought that was amazing.
They have so much pride in Puerto Rico, and it's crazy. Like, they are constantly doing that. Every day is a parade.
Yeah,
It's amazing. I love it.
They're taking over the music game.
Yeah.
I mean, Bad Bunny.
Yes,
do I even need to say anything else? You know? And I feel like they're a close-knit island,
Yeah.
It's a pretty dang big island.
Yeah.
But just like, there's just proud people, And,
we actually, there was some every day feels like a parade, but we were in an Uber, and we did get caught in the middle of a Puerto Rican pride parade, and it was like a for real one. And so like cars were lined up, like all of these people were like on the roofs of the cars, out the sunroof, just like all the flags. And my Uber driver, I was like, I really think we should peel off this street. We have no business being in this parade. But it was really fun to see it.
Yeah.
So,
Got to see it up close and center. And
yes. And there are actually tons of Puerto Rican markets over here too. James has found some of his, like they'll carry some of the stuff from the DR too.
Nice.
So we've started cooking a little bit more Dominican food at home, which has been fun. He gets to practice his Spanish a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, most of the time they'll speak back to him in English because he looks like a little white boy.
It's same with me too. It's the light skin, the Honduran in me. So my dad's real light, but my mom's real dark.
Sure.
I didn't get none of my mom's genes, unfortunately. Sure. But yeah, no, it's funny. It's like I'll speak to someone in Spanish, and they'll be like, "Oh, okay." Like I remember the other day, someone's like, "Who taught you how to speak Spanish?" I was like, I was at a Mexican restaurant ordering, and I was like, "Oh, my family." Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
And I just thought it was so funny, but no, it makes sense. I can't blame him.
No. So it's always humbling for him, but yeah, no, there's good food over here. I think Chicago's just such a melting pot too. Like there's so much good food to explore from other cultures, and like
I feel like it's just became like a good just source for like everybody, to pursue a career out here, pursue a dream out here, music, any form of like art.
Totally.
Like I feel like anything that you want to do, and it's just due to the mass of it.
Of course.
And
do you feel, I think that's always so tricky because like there's more networking to be done in a bigger city and stuff, but like also now with social media and just like the internet and like the reach, like you could make it happen from your hometown, but sometimes it just feels like you have to like get out. Like, do you feel that way about Madison?
Yeah, I do. Right. I mean, social media, right? It's gonna be the main plugin
for sure.
I mean, at least it is for me. But yeah, I do think like moving to another city is
and it does open up some opportunities, but yeah,
I think anytime you're taking a risk, it'll benefit even if you don't like see it right away.
That's true.
So yeah, I do think exploring other cities, there's just a whole world out there.
For sure.
It's not just the Midwest or none of this. You know? I mean, there's just incredibly humbling how like big, so
oh my god, the world's massive. Yeah.
So even if like just moving to like a bigger city, I think it is a push in career. Not even if you're just moving, even if you're moving for a job.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet people and
totally.
Network. It's just bound to happen. So yeah, I think moving and trying out a new city for anybody who wants to like spread their name, right. But if you're content with staying where you're at and stuff, then that's fine too. But
and I feel like it's always been so interesting. I don't know if you felt this way, and I don't know if it's like this for everybody or if it was specific to Madison or just maybe when you do live in a smaller city. Like there's definitely pressure to leave at some point. And like, I can't tell if that's good or bad, because on the one hand, I think it is good to get out, to explore, whatever. It has greatly benefited my life, and I'm glad that I did it. But at the same time, like, Madison's awesome. So I feel like that pressure is sometimes just like unnecessary. I don't know. Like, I feel mixed about it, because Madison's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I feel mixed about it too. But like, we got two options. It's, do we want to like leave here on this earth like known and like with like a impact on this world, or people can like remember us,
right?
Or do we want to say just focus with ourselves and like hidden and you know, not, and leave this earth as like just like a gust in the wind? You know, I don't mean to like put it in that terms, like probably put it in better terms.
No, I understand.
I think leaving here, you know, not to like talk about death or anything, but like, you know, it could happen the next day. And
Very
as scary
true.
as that sounds, I think if for me is being remembered is what I would want. You know, even if it's just by a couple hundred people or something. And I think
which I will say, I think you've probably touched 100 people's lives in the city of Madison.
Thanks. So, I appreciate it.
Of course.
And, you know, it would just be amazing to just have a name, like, leaving, you know, leaving here, and at the end of the day, like, just, I feel like it's so important.
Yeah.
And, you know, I believe in God and like the Bible.
Totally.
And I think like being, I don't know, like lazy could be like kind of a sin.
Sure.
And I feel like we should stay determined with something.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's easy to be comfortable, right? Getting out of your comfort zone is the hard thing.
Yeah.
So,
and I think like, you know, even the pain that comes with it is like, it's,
and there will be some.
So much. There'll be a lot. You know? Even if you're like blessed and fortunate, everybody's going through something.
Yeah.
And I just feel, I feel like it'd just be so cool for everyone to want to just stamp their name on this earth.
Yeah.
And but it's not like that. And not that that's a bad thing. And that's why I should have like rephrased that. I don't think anybody's like ever like lazy, right? It's just like some people might.
Some people are. Some people are lazy.
And then like, you know, I guess maybe just they enjoy the peace.
Yeah.
But
that's true.
Life is, you want to reach like a peace, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like you need to go through some pain in order to do that. And I just think that's part
of the human experience.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
I just, you know, but
yeah.
What do I know?
Totally. Well, have you ever done the rose and a thorn like thought exercise?
No.
Okay, that's how I like to wrap up my podcast.
Yeah.
It's essentially like a gratitude exercise, or like, because you know, Pessimistic at Best is the name of this podcast. I love to complain. I love it. But I'm also trying to practice, you know, getting in a more positive mindset as well, because I think that that's important.
Yeah.
You got to find balance.
Without a doubt.
So, Rose and a Thorn is the, like, something good that happened in your day, best part of your day.
Mm-hmm.
Your thorn would be like that thing that sucked, whatever it was.
Yep.
And then the bud is something that you're looking forward to, or something you could improve upon.
Perfect. I love this. I love that you asked me this. So, the rose.
And you don't have to say this podcast. In fact, you should say something else.
For sure. Let's talk about like the thorn first.
Yes.
Let's get that out of the way.
Out of the way.
If we can talk about the most like recent thorn, it was like heartbreak.
Totally.
And I guess with all the crazy stuff that like I've been through, maybe I've realized like heartbreak is like my kryptonite.
Totally.
And so,
oh my God, I love that. I'm obsessed with that.
Dealing with that, especially as of recent, it's crazy because like I can easily say like as a recent, I just like went through the hardest time of my life.
Sure.
So that's been like my thorn, dealing with that.
Of course.
And you know, just in the middle of like healing, and so I guess that's getting to my bud.
Yes.
Is what I'm really looking forward to, is being healed.
Yeah.
And getting my mind right back.
It's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey for sure. But, you know, getting back to like the pain and leading to, I just know it's going to make me stronger. So sure. I'm really looking forward to that, bud.
That's a good perspective to have on it.
Yes. And the rose, especially today, let me see. Yeah, I guess the fun afternoon I'll have after this podcast.
Totally.
We'll get to explore some food here
of course.
in the city and be with loved ones.
Yeah.
So I'm like I need to keep the people that I don't know if it's like attachment issues or something, but I need to keep my close ones like with me by any means for like however long I possibly can.
Totally.
You know, people are always in and out your life. But
it's true.
I love being like with my close ones who I've been with since high school. So I got to see like my high school buddies today.
Yep.
And that's without a doubt my rose.
That's
people
gonna
around
be so fun. I don't know if it is something specific to Madison or what, but I feel like, I mean, you know, West, our rival high school. Like you guys have all maintained your friendships. I feel so like my high school girls are still my best girls. Like that's so awesome. I feel so lucky to have that because I feel like that's not everybody's high school experience.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's like I'm still close with the same people.
Yeah.
You know,
and that just goes to say like how strong those friendships are, you know?
Yeah.
So
and
and those people have seen so many versions of us. They've grown up with us. So and they still like us.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's a gift. Yeah. You guys will have fun today. They're going on a boat. So incredible. Which is honestly so fun. It's crazy too because when you're out on Lake Michigan, it feels like you're on the ocean. It's fucking massive. It's so big.
For sure. Yeah. Literally. Like Michigan's humbling.
Yeah.
And kind of frightening at moments.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
But now I'm excited to explore it and
That'll be a good
explore
day.
the city as well, you know. So
definitely.
But,
well, I'll do mine. I'll go my rose and a thorn too.
Yes, please do.
I would say today my thorn was I slept in a little bit. So I needed to get up this morning. I wanted to clean the house. We had a wonderful guest coming over. I always have to impress my people, especially when they haven't seen my house yet. But I slept in and it's something I'm trying not to do as much anymore. I'm trying to like get in a better sleep schedule. I don't know what it is. I am not an early riser, but I definitely want to be. I feel better when I'm a morning person. It just feels... It's like nice to get up before and your day has even started and have some time to yourself. The journaling idea I like that you do it in the morning. I know some people who do it at night, but I feel like that's such a great way to start the day. So we're going to work on that. That's definitely something. But that was my thorn this morning because when you wake up late, it just feels like, oh my gosh, you're in a rush. It's just chaotic and crazy. I would say my rose was... honestly, reconnecting with you. It's been forever. I mean, how many years have I known you? It has to have at least been like 10.
Plus.
Which is just crazy.
Without a doubt.
And I don't know if you guys are planning one. I just got a notification that it's going to be our 10-year reunion from high school graduation.
Oh, no, you did not.
And I was like, this is fucking
so
crazy.
No way.
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten anything like that, but
it's going to be next summer.
It's here. Yeah, it's here for sure. It's right around the corner. I already know it. Wow.
Which is just nuts.
Isn't that crazy?
10 years.
I still feel young and blessed.
Me
you
too.
Know, and, which is crazy.
I was saying to James, I feel it for some reason equally like it's been 5 years since college and 5 years since high school somehow. I don't know if that's the pandemic or what, but I just don't feel like I've been out of high school for 10 fucking years. That's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like the pandemic has to play some sort of unfortunately.
I mean, those are some lost years, basically.
Yeah.
And
I love the rose and the thorn thing. Sorry.
Yes. No, it's nice, right? It's a good way to like reframe.
Definitely.
And I think my bud is something I'm looking forward to. I love a Sunday. I'm looking forward to just like having a little chill Sunday. I think my favorite thing about Sundays post like being in school is like you don't have homework, you can just relax, you can work on your projects, whatever it is. Like I love Sundays now. Sundays used to stress me out. Sunday scaries.
Yeah,
I still get them.
Yep.
But it's just like it's so nice. It's an actual extra day to the weekend versus I feel like it used to be a day where you had to like gear up for the next week of school or whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and I try really hard not to think about work on Sundays.
Yeah. Go the positive, energy,
Yes.
And you can just have that, especially like on Sundays.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a good start to the week.
For sure.
Like the Mondays. And Mondays, they have to be like a blessing if you really think about it.
That's true.
Start to everything.
A fresh start.
A fresh start. And,
that's a good way to look at it.
Even though work is...
I know. Totally.
No, but, positive vibes it has to have a positive outcome.
Yes. Sure. Well, amazing. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast.
Thank you so much for having me and giving me the platform. It was just amazing that we literally just got to catch up and all that, you know.
Nice.
And hopefully we can do it again.
I would love that. And literally whenever you are in Chicago, just let us know. You always have a place to stay.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And
but nice.
we definitely have to do this again.
Hell yeah. You are so easy to talk to. I knew it would be easy. You're a great podcast guest.
You're a great host.
Thank
and
you.
This is literally going to turn into one of the best podcasts in the world.
Oh my God, thank you. You're so sweet.
Sorry, it literally already is. So just in case y'all weren't unaware.
Literally. But no, this was awesome. I'm excited and thank you guys for listening. Obviously, we have to drop all of your handles on all the social media platforms so people can come find you, including all your music. So we'll put everything in the show notes. Anything else that you want to let the audience know about? Anything you got coming up? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah. Please continue to repost and promote Pessimistic at Best. And please keep
sweet.
Posting her. Just talk about her. Sam is literally my sister and like one of the best people ever. So please keep pushing her. And
I feel the same about you.
Thank you so much. And have fun and listen to my music sometime.
Definitely.
If y'all care to, even if y'all don't like that, come get a haircut by me.
Yes, I love it.
This is Baby Ray for my Instagram and every other handle, Twitter and all that, and Baby Ray the Barber for my barbering page.
Incredible.
And thank you so much for everybody who's been a part of my life, the day catcher, Juan the producer, and all my amazing friends who have just helped me pursue my dreams.
Totally.
God bless all y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast.
Yay! Thank you guys for listening. We will be back with another episode next week. Bye.
Woo, peace out.
Another cathartic convo in the books. I feel better. How about you? Thank you so much for listening. Now I just want to jump on here and say, don't forget to follow and or subscribe to the pod on your favorite streaming platform for new episodes every single week, because I know you can't get enough of me. Additionally, if you want to gain access to exclusive episodes and lots of other goodies, join our Patreon and support the pod with your hard-earned American dollars. You can find the link in our show notes, or you can also visit us at patreon.com/pessimistic@best. And of course, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at pessimistic@best. And if you're as obsessed with me as I am with you, you can find me at Sam Georgeson on all platforms. And last but not least, I'd like to give a special shout out to my podcast editor and producer, the love of my life, James Arbai, whom I literally could not do this without. So thank you, James. I love you so much. And thank you guys for joining me again this week. I love you too. And I cannot wait to chat with you again soon.